Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Moletrap here, coming at you with another StarCraft commentary. And this is going to be an exciting game. It's another game from an old replay pack that I found of Flashes. And this is a game between Flash and Free. And I really wanted to do this game specifically because, and I think I've done one of their replays before, but wanted to do another one between these two players because I just was watching them in the ASL, in the Africa Star League, which, if you guys aren't watching that, you guys should be. It's absolutely amazing. It's what we've always dreamed of. It's the best players playing in high-level tournaments for lots of prize money with professional casting. Tasteoses are doing that, of course, over in Korea. But I was just watching the round of 32, 24, I'm not sure exactly. I think it was the round of, yeah, it must have been the round of 32. I don't know. I was watching a group stage set of matches from the ASL, and it actually had these two players in it. We have Free down here at the bottom left, by the way, if you're not familiar with him, and Flash is going to be up here at the top right. This is an old replay, so Flash is playing Terran. If you did not know, Flash is playing random in this ASL. He's actually going random. He just says, you know what, he's like, I'm bored of just winning all the time with Terran. I need something of a challenge. So he's like, I've beaten one race, let me see if I can beat all the races. So he's actually going random. And it's interesting because random does, of course, have its own advantage, that you don't know what the other player doesn't know what you are, doesn't know how to open against you, right? Because they don't know what you're capable of until they scout you. But it has the disadvantage of you have to know 3 times the matchups. And so Flash is like, well, bring it, I'll just learn all 3 matchups really well. And of course his Terran is still really good. But anyway, so Free and Flash played against each other in that group stage, and it was really fun to see them because they're these old school players. You know, Flash was playing at the highest level already in 2008, I believe. Free even farther back in 2006, I think he was playing at the highest level. He was one of the Dragons. And so anyway, really cool to see these players playing still in 2020, and so I wanted to kind of give a shout out to the ASL by doing a game between 2 of the players that played against each other in the ASL. So anyway, Flash going command center first, by the way, so going for a little bit of a economic cheese, I guess you could say, by going for the CC first. But this is a map where he can easily wall off and be perfectly safe to do that. A couple SCVs have been distracted as well, by the way. Anyway, before I get too far into this game, now that I've talked about the players a little bit, I did want to give a quick shout out to everyone that joined me for my birthday stream. It was a lot of fun. Thank you all for stopping by. And it was actually happy birthday. Apparently it was a couple other people's birthday the same week that I put out that video. So happy birthday to you guys. But thanks everyone that stopped by and said happy birthday or left a comment. It was good times. And we didn't have too many people show up though, so I had a lot of stuff to give away, and so everyone that showed up got a prize for the giveaway, as well as Big Buck Theory got the giveaway on the video that I gave away. So congratulations to him. Anyway, so I still have a few Steam keys left, so maybe I'll do another giveaway at some point. If you guys have a suggestion about how to distribute the other games that I have available, you know, let me know if you have some ideas. But yeah, so congratulations to them. And also wanted to give it a shout out to a couple folks that gave me a donation on Ko-Fi. Thank you very much to Burned and to, I'll say, Ben. Just because I'm saying like that hesitantly because I actually go way back with both those guys. They've been supporters of me for a long time, and not just financially, just being just friendly to me and giving me opportunities and help me out with stuff over the years. So I didn't know if they wanted me to say their whole ID or whatever. I sent an email, but anyway, point being, I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys don't mind me saying your first names at least on here, but let me know if you want more of a shout out or anything like that. I really appreciate it, so thank you so much for the huge support. Anyway, so without further ado, moving on, we will get into this game. We've gotten a fast command center here, and over back at Free's base, we have him building a robotics facility kind of in his front door. So he's like seen, okay, well, I know Flash is expanding, and he's expanding himself. I didn't actually catch exactly when his expansion went down, but he scouted that expansion from Flash very early, so he was able to respond by getting his Nexus down before too long. You can see on the worker count, they're both about even. Free's actually even a little bit ahead in his worker count, just barely. So it looks like this is going to turn into a macro game. And what do we have here? We have a starport with a control tower going on over here, and there's probe. I wonder what this probe is doing, actually. He's got a Dragoon out front. He's got a probe up here. If we're going to see a pylon go down, he might just put a pylon in this spot just to make sure that he's got future reference for that location in case Flash expands there. That's the next logical place for Flash to expand. So if he has a pylon here, he'll know when that is. He could just be keeping the probe there for that reason as well. But also, if he does suspect a drop, there we go. Nice little pylon going down. If he does suspect a drop, then this would be a likely spot for the dropship to go fly over, so he'll be able to spot it as well. Siege Tech is up, and how did that tank get on that little spot? It's kind of, I didn't know that this doesn't look wide enough for that tank to fit through, but it apparently does. So, in any case, tanks are out, and because Free went for a very quick expansion, his tanks are out with siege mode actually way before the goon range is finished. So instead of seeing the normal thing where you see, you know, the Protoss gets Dragoons out, and then they get Dragoon range, and then the Terran has to get a bunker, and then they have to repair the bunker for a while the Dragoons pelt it. Instead, Free has actually chosen to delay all that stuff just to get his expansion out quicker, and then go for the tech and get the observers out just in case, so he can get some scouting information, because he does not know what's going on. And we do see observer is on the way. Is that the second observer? Here's one. Here's another one. So he actually has an observer running in here, and oh, there's two dropships flying away, and they are not going to be within vision of this pylon. The observer goes in and scouts what's going on at the front, and he sees, wait, there's nothing here. There is nothing here. What is going on? There's some shenanigans happening. He's got Dragoons all over the place to block for this, except he does not have Dragoons here at this spot. He scans it. The dropships are coming in. They got full up of units, Marines, 2 tanks, even an SCV there as well. Oh, there's a ridge! There's a high ground ridge! He's gonna drop tanks on the high ground. This could be disastrous for Free, actually. He very quickly pulls away his probes. And did I just hit the... I think I hit the slowdown button on the replay, so sorry about that. I'm gonna bring this up for just a sec. Okay, I'm on fastest again, so I accidentally hit the, I think it's the D button for down speed. So these tanks are in a beautiful position. He's got Marines to block as well, and just kind of keep those Dragoons off, do any extra damage. The Dragoons are able to fire up. The observers in place that he's able to fire up at these Marines. He's trying to target down the tanks. The SCV is repairing the tank, and it looks like these tanks are going to eventually go down. He's repairing like crazy. The Dragoons do finally get it, so he's able to do that damage. But how many losses did he take there? It looks like he lost only 3 or 4 Dragoons, actually. Not too bad. Maybe Flash could have done a little bit better target firing to get the splash damage clumped up or something like that. We did see just now a scan went down to see what was going on at the front, and you spotted that shuttle emerging from the robotics facility. So he kind of is aware of that's a possibility as well. But look at this vision. He's got a pylon over here, observers all over the place. I mean, if we just look at Free's vision right now, he's got vision all over the map, and specifically all over, you know, Flash's side of the map. You know, he's able to see what's going on. He doesn't have vision in the corners where it doesn't matter, but he's able, or the middle, but he's able to see what's going on. And we see that this pylon is going to go down, but Free is now aware of that. And Free, of course, got his expansion up earlier, so he's been mining over here for a while already. You know, we even saw, and Flash knows that exists because he saw when he attacked here, the probes went right. So they must have been going to this expansion. And they didn't come back, so they must have been going to this expansion. He knew that. In any case, what's going on here, we do have a little bit of a drop going on, but it's not a storm drop or reavers or anything like it. It's just zealots. Just going to run right on top of that turret. Just going to lose this shuttle kind of for no reason, actually. But the zealots get down on top of the tanks, which is a good move. And the Dragoons are able to come in from behind as well and do some damage. This tank on the high ground is doing tons of work, though. Is able to assault from the high ground. And this tank actually survives with a handful of hit points left. Looks like about a third of its HP. And so Flash doesn't take very much damage at all. He loses a tank for 3 zealots. I don't think he even got a Dragoon there. So pretty even trade. So basically, all of these trades that are happening back and forth, you know, neither player is really getting a huge advantage out of it. This is going to continue going into a longer macro game. You can even see that the supplies are almost even. The worker count's exactly even. The APM's almost even as well. Uh-oh, please be careful. Is he gonna fly that observer in specifically? Okay, he actually just kind of clicked it there a little bit. He didn't realize the turret was there when he moved it, and so the observer does go down without getting too much info. This observer though is able to get in here right all up in the main, see exactly what's going on, and he's gonna be able to camp on top of those factories with the observer and see all of the units that Flash is outputting. He'll know the composition of Flash's army very well. In fact, it looks like his rally point is up here on the high ground as well. Oh, these dropships were looking for a place to drop, and they got spotted by Free, and he's going to be able to go over and clean these up. The tanks do drop out, and he's trying to do some fancy micro here, dropping the tanks out, picking them back up again. But it looks like they are finally going to go down. This dropship is actually empty, but it does go down. So a little bit of a cute play there by Flash, but it was caught out, and I'm sorry that I missed it. Luckily for Free, he saw it before I did. I was so focused on these observers dying that I didn't look over on the left side there, but Flash was setting up for another drop. You know, we have this sort of, it's not an island, obviously, there's a ramp, but if you can set up stuff here, very difficult, very entrenched position if you can get some tanks right here, for example. Or he could even go for another shot up here at this high ground and try and do an assault there. But Free shuts it down, so now we have Free at 4 bases, transferring probes over to his 4th base, Flash at 3 bases. I like this cute little engineering bay stuck in the gap to make sure that nothing can really easily run in there. Of course, he can just lift it up. It's like a little door. He can open it and close it when he needs to. Flash is trying to take control of this wide corridor, basically. You know, I've talked about this before on this map, but if you can have tanks lined up from here to here, they all support each other, right? So even though this tank down here is far away from up here, this tank is supporting this tank is supporting this tank is supporting this location, right? So it's still fine to have stuff set up that way. Free, again, just with the vision, is just beautiful all over the map. Look at these pylons all up in these corners, just to make sure that anything moving around the map, doesn't want to get caught off guard by any drops or anything like that, because Flash is a tricky player, very tricksy, and is very liable to, I know obviously we've seen him make a lot of dropships, and he's lost them. So, you know, he's lost the dropships, but he keeps making more in order to keep harassing. This time he's just going to, instead of relying on dropships to get around, he's just going to say, all right, well, vultures are fast. They can get around themselves. He's actually going to plant a bunch of mines out here, run into this expansion. He does have enough vultures so he can actually just take out these cannons probably, but he's targeting the probes instead, which is, I think, a great move. He knows the Dragoons are on the heels of those vultures, and he says, all right, I'm just going to get as many kills as I can. And it looks like I couldn't click on those vultures in time, but I think he got about 10 probe kills right there. And you know what? If you could trade, basically, if you can trade 1 vulture for 1 probe, it's a good investment, right? Because obviously the vulture costs a little bit more than the probe, but the mining time that they lose by not having that probe is more than equivalent to the extra cost of the vulture. So 1 vulture for 1 probe is a good trade, because then they have to remake the probe as well. It's just a good situation. 2 arbiters are now coming out. Stasis is almost completed as well. Does he actually have any arbiters? He does have 1 out already, starting to build up some energy. So it looks like when Stasis finishes, actually no, it just finished. So when he gets 150 energy, he'll have enough for a Stasis, and that's why he wants to get those arbiters out early as possible, so they can start building up that energy. So they will have enough energy for a Stasis when the fight happens. Free is now taking the top left base, by the way. And so he's going to start outpacing Flash in the economy if Flash doesn't do something soon. And it's a lot more difficult. This 3rd base is pretty intuitive for the Terran player on this map. You can set up your stuff in this line. You can take this whole center region. It's got a couple choke points to work with, so it's a good defensible spot. And you can protect all 3 of your bases. Getting a 4th base is much trickier. Look, you have to go all the way down here and protect this ramp, or you have to go all the way over here and protect this choke point as well. And, you know, he could theoretically put his forces throughout this whole region or something along those lines, but it's a lot more difficult to defend. So Free, having the more mobile army here, is able to control more of the map. But you know what? This is what we usually see on this map with the Terran players. They get these 3 bases, and they max out, and they move out for the kill. And that's what we have Flash doing right now, moving out onto the map with a ton of tanks, Some vultures to support as well. There's more vultures coming in from the south. He even has a supply depot because he knows there's going to be arbiters coming in. And did I accidentally... I keep accidentally hitting the D key and moving it down from fastest to faster. Sorry about that. But is he turning around now? Maybe he scanned this army and said, you know what? I can't deal with that. Nope, he's not turning around. She's just regrouping a little bit. He's gonna have mines on this side as well. I think I just have my hand like just resting on the keyboard and it's accidentally like just bumping into the D or something like that. But anyway, Flash is moving out here. He needs to make sure that he doesn't get caught unsieged. He scans to see if he's in imminent danger. He sees, okay, I can move a little bit farther south. Free needs to pick his opportunity when he's going to go in and attack. This is the battlefield that Free wants right here. And actually, he's going to have to go in pretty soon because Flash is going to siege up on the low ground below this expansion. He's going to use the Science Vessel to spot for it. He's actually going to kill that Nexus very quickly. Free is giving up this base and instead choosing to go around for a counter, perhaps. I don't know if this is the right move, but basically, Free wants a battle in this open area, right? This open area where it's much more difficult to protect from flanks. He wants to attack from multiple sides. He wants to make sure that he can stasis a clump of tanks, but instead he's going for the counterattack here. There's a lot of mines. There's only 3 tanks, though. More tanks being coming out of this factories are going to be crucial, though. And now, is Free going to get sandwiched right now between the rock and the hard place of the rally point and the forces that were out on the map? He does not have a lot of vultures, though, on this ground. This beautiful stasis takes out several tanks at once, and he's actually going to be able to come in here, and there's just not enough vultures with his army. He's just got his force cut in half, and so there's not enough vultures to protect, so the Zealots are actually able to get up right on top. It looks like Flash might just have too much stuff, though. Too much stuff. A lot of Free's army was maybe spread out. I'm not sure exactly where all of his army was, but he didn't quite have the same supply count in that battle. And Flash, of course, just had siege tanks too. So, you know, and it's interesting. He stasis these tanks, and it might have been better. I think he was going for, I want to stasis the most tanks possible, right? But I think it might have been better to stasis the tanks in the back, which would have been maybe less effective. But instead, what he did is he actually created a stasis wall. And these tanks created a wall so that the Zealots had a harder time getting to the ones in the back. Maybe if he'd stasis the ones in the back, it would have been more of a threat to these ones in the front. Of course, they weren't in the front when he stasis them, but eventually they were. So that kind of just turned out that way. And now Flash, is he just going to win right now? Because we're seeing Flash assaulting the natural expansion. He killed off this base already. He's now running up here with vultures to the stop expansion. But if he takes out this Nexus and is able to continue holding this position against the natural, look at this. He's not even going into the natural. He's just holding it. He's got a few tanks and a handful of vultures. And actually, Free could break this very easily if he just pushed out right now, and he needs to. Instead, he's going to lose this Nexus. I don't think he realized that there was only 3 tanks there. And due to some technical difficulties, there was probably a cut right there because I had to go exit out the replay and come back into this point to resume the game. But let's get back into this. Actually, 3 tanks running in and just dying kind of for no reason here. He is going to kill this south expansion almost for sure. But Free is just bottled up here. I think if he knew there was just 3 tanks here, he could move out with this force and kind of kill it. Of course, we do have a little bit of assault going up here at the top left as well at the same time, but Free has missed his opportunity, I think, to push out. These extra tanks are going to come in here and are going to be, I mean, there's no way he can break the, wait, did he just recalled out of his natural into the top left to defend that expansion, and now he's moving out with only half the forces here. These Zealots are just not enough. These unsieged tanks are able to easily clean that up. Now, recalling these forces up here meant that he was able to clean that up and make sure that this expansion didn't die. So he's going to keep his mining expansion, but he's going to lose his natural as a result. Now, if he kept those forces there, I don't know if that would have actually helped or mattered. But, I mean, it would have helped and mattered, but I don't know if it would have helped and mattered enough, because there's a lot of stuff coming in here. I mean, you can see Flash, well, actually, they're pretty even in supply. Flash has a little bit of supply lead. Free is, by the way, trying to get this base up over at the right side of the map as well. Some vultures have spotted it. He's going to send in some tanks as well to assault that. But once you get in amongst the gateways, oh no, these Templars are just dying without being able to do anything. Looks like we have just not even enough energy for a storm on these guys. These ones don't as well. They're brand new, fresh Templar. If they can get some storms off on this army, that would be helpful. But and they're actually pretty clumped, so you could take out some tanks theoretically. But it's not looking good at all. And he's assaulting down here as well. Free really needs to, and so Free is basically taking this decision. Okay, well, instead of trying to defend my main, I'm gonna counterattack, and I missed it. He actually went over here, attacked this base as well, forced a lift as well on that. He's trying to maintain control of this bottom right base. He was recalling to maintain control of this top left base. So he says, you know what? Oh no! Oh no, Free! Start mining! Mining! Okay, there we go. Good. Yeah, I mean, like, he's gonna lose all of his tech here. He really should probably build, like, an Arbiter Tribunal somewhere at least, and a Stargate before all this tech dies. He's rebuilding his Cybernetics core, not exactly what he needs right now. Yeah, he's gonna lose all of his tech. He's gonna lose all, he needs to rebuild his tech. Rebuild the tech. Templar Archives. Arbiter Tribunal, before they all go down. Looking up here for the production tab. Is he making it anywhere? He's not remaking his tech at all. And it's gonna go down. Yeah, everything's gonna go down. He doesn't have any tech at all. He doesn't have any production facilities either. He's got these 2 gateways here. He's starting to make some, I guess he's got a few gateways down here, but this is not looking good at all for Free right now. Free doing some skirmishing in the middle here. He does have a stasis down on a few tanks and these Dragoons. He's got a Dark Templar in the mix as well, doing some significant damage, but the scan goes down, takes it out. And a single storm on a single tank is how desperate Free is right now. And now, this force that was killing off his main is killed it and is free to now go back and do whatever they want. There's even a few tanks here just making sure nothing, just in case the Protoss research burrow and has our burrowed probe. And never mind, there's the GG coming out from Free. Well played by Flash. Nicely done. Nicely done. Anyway, sorry for the little hiccup there. I had to restart the replay and resume at about the same spot. So, but in any case, wow, really nice play. Flash taking the game, just basically going, okay, I'm gonna get these 3 bases. You know, you're not doing any harassment to me. I'm just gonna push out with the max Terran army and win. You know, that's what you do on this map. And it's interesting because this map is difficult to pull that off in a way because you have to go through these wide open spaces. There's just these wide places where the Protoss can really punish. You know, a Terran army, if you get them at a choke point where the enemy forces are funneling through, it's really, really strong. But these wide open spaces where the Protoss can just get all kinds of units and you don't have a choke point to deal with, it's really good. But I mean, Free just didn't take advantage, and I don't know exactly. I mean, he obviously knows better than I do. Maybe he's just said, okay, well, I don't have the forces to kill this. I'm gonna have to try and delay. But he saw this army coming out here, and he had a while when it was going through this entire area here to try to do an assault. But instead, he waited until it was here, and then he still didn't even really defend it. He just let kind of, I guess he did an attack. It wasn't until later on, well, I guess there was a little bit of an attack over here, but that was not the first assault. Like, he already lost this, if I remember correctly. So anyway, point being, Free not able to stop the Terran Death Ball, and paid the price for it, and just lost too much economically. You know, losing this base over here, and then losing this base down here as well. Even though he was taking a lot of bases, his macro was going really strong, getting all these bases around the map. It just wasn't enough. So GG. Free. Flash takes the game. But yeah, again, if you want some exciting games, go check out the ASL, where Flash and Free still playing StarCraft. Still playing StarCraft in 2020. StarCraft 1, in fact. Brood War. Playing Brood War in 2020. Yeah, so, and I think I'll try and put a link that's on YouTube to the whole group stage that I watched the other day that was with these guys in it. I'll put a link to that. That'll be like the next video thing at the end of this one. So, all right, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching. GG, take care, and thank you again to those of you that are supporting me on Ko-Fi. Really appreciate it. It's helping me out a lot. So, hope you're all doing well though and staying safe. Take care.